You
Hi.
you came from heaven sent. You were not on my schedule, and here you are. So I feel I feel very grateful for seeing you and to getting to know you, and thank you for reaching out for this interview.
Thank you so much for joining me. You are here in my dark spot, and I'm very honored because I like you for years, you and your music, and this is a blessing for me, honestly.
Hey, thank you so much. The honor and pleasure is on my side, and I need to ask something. Where are you?
I am in Belgrade, Serbia. Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. I was actually made. I was made not far away from where you are because my parents did an interrail. They were very young back in 1975, and I was made there. I was made in Belgrade.
Wow, wow. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really, really happy. Here you have a lot of fans.
I
Uh,
I I played in Belgrade once with my former band Liv Size, and I saw that, and I would love to come back. So please have me with Liv Kristine. I would love to play live in your beautiful country.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We would love that too. You know what? I recently had interview with Meat Puppets actually, and also we were talking about how I would love to have them in my city. But the thing is, I said, I'm so sad I'm not in charge of anything. I am
Uh,
sadly just doing interviews. But honestly, so many bands told me like, would you have us in your city? And I was like, okay, I really have to do something with my career to
I
arrange bands.
Yes, you should because currently I have actually no promoter contact for Belgrade or for
Yeah.
Serbia. I don't have any contact, so it
Oh,
I think we are talking about something very important here.
yeah. Yeah, I will have to work on that for sure. Somehow, I hope I will make it, but currently I'm sadly only doing interviews. But I will have to do something
You
seriously.
should. We need.
Yeah. Yes. And let's see, can you tell us more about your growing up and what attracted you to music? I think people would love to hear that, definitely.
Well, as already mentioned, my parents were very young when I entered this world. They were 19 years old, and they were very much into Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and also ABBA. And you know, if you just look at these bands and these artists, Black Sabbath, doom metal, very dark, deep metal, and then you have the clean vocals of Ozzy Osbourne, and then you have Deep Purple, which is rock metal, and you have clean vocals as well, and then you have ABBA with all these beautiful, outstanding harmonies between the two female singers. And then there was some classical music in our home too, next to pop music and metal. And there you go. That's my inspiration. That's the music I grew up with. And I was a late talker. I was more the kind of introvert girl. I didn't even make it into kindergarten because they said I'm too introvert. So I actually spent time at home on the Norwegian West Coast countryside in our house listening to music. Or if I wasn't listening to music inside, I was going out in nature and listening to the music in my head. So there's always been music in my head, and uh, when I turned into a teenager, I met some cool guys, some long-haired guys, and we started rehearsing together. We called ourselves Theater of Tragedy. We recorded a demo tape of $45, 45 euros, and we sent it out to a couple of labels. We got signed immediately. We went into the studio, recorded our first album, and went on a European tour. And I was a student of 18 years. We were obsessed with Shakespeare and Edgar Allan Poe and Emerson and all this romantic stuff. And we put it into doom metal. I did the clean vocals and I did the harmonies. next to Raymond doing the growls. There you go. That's the formula. And here we are today.
Yes. Yeah, when you said Shakespeare, I really like sonnets, honestly, and Edgar, of course, Baudelaire. That's definitely something I enjoy reading. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No wonder I was into theater of tragedy, you know. Yes. But tell us more about your vocal range. You know, I'm ashamed to say that my musical theory knowledge is non-existent, sadly, but I do enjoy good sound, good vocals, yeah, obviously. And I was just curious, is it soprano? How about that vocal range? Can you tell me more about it? Recently, I also got into singing. I don't think I'm that talented, but I could make it work with a lot of practice. So any info you would like to share, it would be appreciated, definitely.
All right. So here we go. I never studied music. I never studied singing. I don't know anything about notes. So when you ask me about the range, all I can say is that I can sing very high. It's definitely a first soprano.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know much more than that. And it has actually been enough for me. I actually, talking about notes and musical theory. 2 days ago, I lent a huge keyboard from one of my friends, and I'm actually trying to learn a little bit about music theory on the keyboard now. So, you know, I've always followed my inner call, and I always believed, especially because I was a late talker, but I was able to sing. I loved singing. I've never been afraid of singing. Singing is kind of the main language for me, or the main communication output for me, and it has to do. The outer voice has to do with the inner voice, and last summer I decided to record Picture It Within, which is a cover song of John Lord. It's on River of Diamonds. The story behind this is that my father-in-law, my husband's dear father, passed away last summer, and Michael and I found a lot of healing in listening to John Lord's and Deep Purple's compositions. I decided to cover it. I went to the studio with my husband in the car. I recorded my vocals. My husband stood up and said, I think I need to sing this. He's never been in front of a microphone. He's not a singer, not even been to karaoke shows. He's never been on a stage. And there it was, his authentic voice. So when I work with my singing students out there through Karma Sonic, where I teach singing, I teach how to strengthen your inner voice and your outer voice, how to dissolve traumas, how to dissolve blockages so that you can reach your authentic voice, how your voice can get stronger. When I'm doing this and I get the question, I'm not a singer, can I learn to sing outside of the shower? And my answer is yes. My husband did it. He never got any vocal coaching from me, and he did it. And the voice I've got has always been there. And I actually learned a lot through imitating. I was listening and studying the singers I loved so much, Montserrat Caballé, Kate Bush, even Madonna. Uh,
Yeah.
Studied them, and I learned to tune into their technique, to kind of tune into their emotions when they were singing. And I learned that it's possible. So, yeah, if you can connect, if you can resonate with another artist, you can learn so much. You learn by doing. You have a set of muscles. That's your vocal cords. Train them like your biceps or triceps. Learn to train them. And I learned by doing. I got some really good tricks for how to reach this and how you can prepare yourself for studio, for stage. And that's something I'm doing through Karma Sonic. And I met people from all over the world, especially during the COVID times. to talk about this, how to strengthen your voice or to learn new techniques, how to dissolve a trauma or blockage. And I'm so grateful for this because it can bring in all my experience into this. So this is also an inner call. Voice is definitely something that plays the main role in my life.
Nice, nice for sharing that. And I believe I will contact you about the vocal coaching. If other people, I believe they should contact you too. Definitely. I mean, you are definitely someone that people can learn a lot from. And how is the best way to contact you about the coaching? I think it would be cool, yeah, to announce that maybe it would be easier for the people who can start coaching. I mean,
Yeah.
going to coach. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your trust, and I'd love to see you. And
Thank
uh,
you.
you go on my homepage, on the Liv Kristine official homepage, or you go on Facebook, you can find my contacts there. And there is also a homepage and a Facebook called Karma Sonic with a K, Karma Sonic by Liv Kristine. And you can get in touch with me there as well. So or just write info@livechristina.net. You get in touch with me or with my husband, and I will set up some meeting, and I'll be very happy to
Nice.
see you and to guide you.
Nice. I will be, thank you so much. I will be pretty much nervous and I have that trauma, I guess, but I believe you can help me with that. Yeah.
I know that, and I've 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 experienced that. Many students were nervous in the first 5 to 7 minutes, and then all that disappeared. Believe
Yeah.
me, you're gonna feel comfortable. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And let's talk about Theater of Tragedy. To me, the most powerful album, that's just my taste, of great albums in general, but I like Aegis. Do you know why? You can guess it easily. Yeah. I think your lovely voice, we could hear more of that, definitely more on that album. Lovely songs, lovely melodies, and also all those beautiful variations with your voice. Like I think we can hear your full vocal range there, if I'm correct, right?
You're absolutely right, and you said the magic word. I guess I'm still so happy and so proud of having been part of this production together with the main composer Tommy Olson, who is also the composer of River of Diamonds. So when Tommy Olson's compositions kept coming in 2015. Uh, that's quite a few years since we started cooperating, but my life was in a mess. I had lost Leaf's eyes. I had lost my home. I was on the search for a new financial source to take care of my family, to cope with daily life. My mind was a mess, and it took a couple of years until 2018-19 where I could actually sit down with a creative, free mind to start working on the compositions of Tommy Olson. And he did not only give me the time to come home to myself as a woman, as a person, to feel safe again in my life, to settle again. He also gave me the chance to come home as an artist. In his songs, he gives me the space to develop my melodies in the way I need to and to sing the words I need to sing. So Tommy, he created this universe for me where I could feel highly creative, and I could come back to myself as an artist, being more authentic than ever, and and also dissolving the trauma of losing Leaves Eyes, my baby. And there were moments where I thought, I'm not going to have anything to do with the music business again. I'm not entering a stage. I'm not signing a deal. I'm not willing to take that risk anymore of losing everything. But here we are. I've come home, and this is what River of Diamonds is about seeing the diamonds in the darkness.
Wonderful. Yes. How do you, I think it will be released on 21st April, if I'm correct. Yes?
Right, yes. And we have
Yes.
a release show in Switzerland on that
Nice.
day. I know it's a long journey for you, but you are still invited to come.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. So many people have invited me, and I was like, I hate the fact that I cannot arrange it, and I feel so sad, but I believe it's going to be lit, definitely.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And tell me about your how do you start thinking about doing your solo things? You know, first time when I heard 3 a.m., I was like, oh my God, this is so. I think that's probably one of my favorite songs for life. I have it on my playlist on YouTube. You can see along with a lot of different things. You know, a lot of different things going on there. So it's kind of weird connect. I mean, combination of everything,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is very beautiful. Kind of that, you know, dreamy vibe with some bluesy elements, and your voice is simply magical, unbelievable. How did you feel? You're welcome. How did you feel while creating it?
Well, 3 a.m. is actually a song that people have requested for in my live set. So I do play it live. And I even have my guitar player on the vocals of Nick Holmes. And back then, I was a huge Paradise Lost fan. I'm still a huge Paradise Lost fan. And
Me too. Yeah.
yes, I, I just and I love Nick's latest release of Host. I love that, and back then I was like, oh, my biggest wish would be to sing either with Nick Holmes or with Ozzy Osbourne, and then it could get arranged to meet Nick Holmes. And when he said, okay, I just need a cup of tea, and then I'm ready. And he recorded his vocals, and I thought, oh my God, this is a dream coming true. I just knew that this song would be perfect, and it's yes, it's still in my set list. I think it's the song that has stayed for the longest time in my set list.
Yeah, it's a magical. And do you know, when I first, you probably definitely heard about Tiamat. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So when I first heard Brighter Than the Sun, I didn't see the video. You know, I just heard the song. It was back then, long time ago, 90s, end of the 90s, right? And I thought you were singing, but I was confused, and I was like, oh no, I wanted you to sing that. But you also have a beautiful collaboration, Nymphetamine, with Danny from Cradle, and that song got me emotional so much. I was even trying to sing that, but I was like, what are you doing? You will never sound like Liv. Give up. And my friend is like, maybe you set your goals too high. You will not sound like Liv. And I was like, you are
Oh,
not supposed to say that. I will, because my vocal range is not that high. And that song won a Grammy Award, if I'm correct. How did you feel about that collaboration particularly? And how was it while you were making it?
well, that's a very special memory of mine too, and one of my best collaborations, of course. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we didn't win the Grammy. We got nominated, but Lemmy
Oh,
of had got it, but he deserved it. Bless him. And but to have been nominated for a Grammy is great. And who knows? Maybe it can happen again. You know, if you did it once, you might experience it again. I really felt when Danny and his band and Roadrunner Records back then reached out trying to get in touch with me. I thought it was a spam mail. So it ended up in my spams. And then they got back to me again. Okay, this is really serious. We need to call you and we are in a hurry. So, okay, I got in touch and I realized that it's serious. And I got the song, and it was like we need it within the next 48 hours, I think it was, because they Cradle of Filth were in the studio and they were waiting for my contribution. And I asked Danny, we were on the phone, and he said, just use your honey voice, the sweetest voice, the first voice you had, and that's the voice, on, for example, Aegis, right? And And I thought, okay, let's do that. And I just sang in that voice and I realized that's magic. That's exactly the contrast we need to achieve being young in this excellent masterpiece of a composition. So that's what happened. You find the magic in the contrast. And that's something that I love up until today. If I can work with contrast, that's something that brings in the magic for me.
Yeah, like light versus darkness, for
Yeah,
example. Yeah, yeah, very, very beautiful, and the video is amazing. And as far as I heard, you are not afraid of experimenting and exploring new sound. I've heard that on your albums. For example, Libertine is more like has that dreamy 90s kind of vibe, but you're switching it, to many other genres. It is not possible to classify that, and we shouldn't. I was talking in my recent interviews that we shouldn't put label on things just like that. It's good to be, unlabeled. Like, let's explore it if we enjoy it, and
you're so right. You're so
yeah,
right because if you imagine the first albums of Theater of Tragedy, that's the
yeah,
where I come from. The doom, the dark doom metal side, and that was my inspiration through Black Sabbath. And then I released Deus Ex Machina, which is an dark electro pop
yes,
album. And every album, there was Leaves' Eyes, symphonic metal, Viking metal, and then all the solo albums coming after that, and all my projects and corporations. I think I've been part of any possible musical genre, even classical music, and that's a great privilege. And I got this privilege granted from my community, from my fans and followers, who never boxed me into some specific musical genre. It's a great privilege. I have to say that, and I use it, and um, uh, I as being the artist I am, I wouldn't be able to stick to one musical category anyway. And I know that everything's possible with your voice. So yes, I'm very open minded about music myself, and I'm having fun in discovering in which direction um, I can actually develop my own vocal cords. It makes a lot of fun if you start training your vocal cords and you see what's possible. It's great fun.
yes. Yeah, I like when people explore with genres and then they see what where's the best for them. Like the band Covenant, they started more like some black metal, very melodic. Then they switched to industrial, and that also worked great. Also,
Mhm.
Theater Tragedy also has some industrial albums after EGS, and they're also great. It depends on people's tastes, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to ask you, since your music is able to take people to different imaginary, beautiful places, what is the artist or things that take you to different places? I think everyone would love to hear that.
That's a beautiful question. Nobody asked
Thank
that
you.
before. And it's, um, when I was a little girl, I was standing in front of the mirror with a hairbrush in my hand and singing along to Black Sabbath and Madonna and ABBA and Deep Purple, and I was in my magic bubble. And you know what? I always known that it's a passion. It's a passionate way for me to be on stage and to sing, and I've never been nervous about being on a stage. I'm nervous about picking up the phone sometimes, but I'm not
Yeah.
nervous about going on a stage. And when we were touring a lot later in the coming years, mostly half of the year I was on the road with family, and it was a hard, really hard work. When I was on stage in my bubble, and I felt the resonance between me, the music, and the audience, and the energy going back and forth, the exchange of positive feelings. We were all in this healing bubble, in this dream world. So I actually never got sick on tour. Even if I was also being a mom on tour, I did not get sick. And uh, nowadays, I know that that passion is something that is part of my evolution as an artist, is to be on stage and to feel this magic and to feel this healing. And but I also do go out in nature and I feel healing there. And it's sometimes so beautiful that my tears will start running. And it also happens with music sometimes when I'm sitting with my headphones on in a cross-legged lotus position. I'm doing my meditations, or I'm just doing some breathing exercise, and then my tears starts running because music can be so beautiful, just as nature.
Cathartic, like, right? Cathartic effect and like liberating, like some
Yes.
kind of healing.
Yeah,
Healing, definitely. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, great. And one more for the end. I think we have just a little bit more time.
Yes.
Uh, would you, yeah, would you like to recommend book, TV show, whatever you're enjoying, some artist, whatever you are into lately?
Um. Oh, I just my husband got me a vinyl of the Faroese female singer called Aver, and Aver is a very authentic and strong artist and woman coming from the Faroese Islands, and she really got me into that magic bubble. So that's music wise, that's what I can really, how do you say, I can really recommend Aver. And when it comes to books, I need to go and show you the title. It's called Energy Speaks, and it's
Oh,
Messages from Spirit on Living, Loving, and Awakening from Lee Harris. And
wow,
it's an
nice.
amazing book, as well as Deepak Chopra, You Are the Universe. And I'm having so much fun with yes, really feeling where creation comes from and creativity. You know, definitely the universe is trying to create something through me, because I did not study music and singing, and still it happens all the time. I have a new album coming up. I think it's my 20th album or something, and it's all happening, and I'm so grateful for it. So yes, I think, dealing with art is so healing. And even if you're listening to music, or if you're composing and singing music, it's a healing place to be, as we talked about. So yes, I'm trying to figuring out where it comes from, and it's so exciting.
Nice. It was very lovely. I honestly I had a lot of questions, but sadly you have another interview, so maybe next time we will continue. I hope sincerely.
I think it's not.
Yes,
I think it's a must. I think it's a must that we have to meet up again. And
yes,
if you want to sing amphetamine with me, just uh, just get in touch, and we can do that. I
yes.
promise you. And it's my inner call to let you know that I'm here to strengthen your inner voice, so that your outer voice can be strengthened too, in very, very many different ways. So I'm here to guide you, and thank you for reaching out for this interview.
Thank
you
you too.
came you came from heaven. You were sent from heaven today. I had no clue we were supposed to talk, but it's been a wonderful time. I wish you all the best, and be blessed. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much, Liv. I'm really honored, and I believe people will enjoy seeing you here in my on my channel, and talk to you soon about the coaching and everything. Yes,
Thank you so much. Be
thank
safe
you
and
too.
healthy, and talk to you soon. Talk to you
Talk
soon.
to you too. Have a great rest of the day.
You
Bye.
too, my dear. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.